How's it going? Long time no see. It's been a hectic week, so we'll start off with let's see, what do we got here, Rocky? Content creation topic many people on YouTube are into. For me, I'm making a transition from like a lot of shorter form stuff, dad jokes, pictures, memes, whatnot on like Facebook and Instagram. And now that I'm trying to go into the longer form YouTube space, it's a lot of relearning for me. I built some like basic skills in video and photo editing over the years. Um, and now I upgraded within the last year to the Adobe Creative Cloud suite. And I've gotten pretty good with Premiere Pro with basic editing stuff, clipping, multiple clips, adjusting video, things like that. But it's different when you're doing longer pieces of content for me to try to go through a large part of it and see what's going on. And also, I guess even the things around a YouTube video, right? People think about thumbnails are really important, titles are really important, descriptions are really important. And those were things I'm going back, or I have gone back in the last week or so and tried to upgrade some of my thumbnails and work on descriptions. And some of that was a learning experience for me. It really pushed my skills in Photoshop, and it was a lot of fun. But I really had to buckle down last weekend and not shoot any video, not edit any more video, but just spend a lot of time focusing on Photoshop to get through that and really get it to the point where I was happy with it. And I'm glad I spent the time because I really like where it went, and I learned a lot along the way. I think even when it comes to, like, let's say the content for my video log, I got a much better understanding of how I need to structure things, or how I want to structure things, instead of doing a Trump-like weave back and forth between topics and being all over the place. I'm trying to focus more on just, hey, I'm going to do this whole segment about content creation before I do anything about Rocky or talk about organizing or anything else. It makes it easier to edit. It makes a lot more sense. I think I'm going to be covering a wide variety of stuff. So it's going to be easier for people to say, hey, I'm not a content creator. I don't care about any of that. I am interested in maybe the organizing content. And then they can just skip straight to those chapters in my descriptions. So that was all pretty cool. What else did I learn about longer form content? When I started, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a vlog or a podcast. I wanted to do a mix of both, call it a variety show. I realized that was a lot of work I really wasn't into, and I didn't know if it would make sense. So I decided to split them, do a vlog and a podcast. But at the time, I was focused too much on like the set where I would be recording a podcast. And I made a nice studio upstairs in my room, thinking it'd be nice to have a studio that's just set up for this. And now I rarely use it. So I think the lesson there is just start shooting video. There's a lot of different skills you're going to be upgrading along the way. You don't need a great set right away. It's nice even to have more humble beginnings showing in some of your videos. And then as time goes on, people that follow you or people that discover you later on can go back and see your original stuff and see the journey that you've made as a content creator. And people that want to do it themselves can get inspired to say, hey, you could start with something really basic and learn skills and grow from there. So I wouldn't, although a set is important, you learn about lighting, learn about things like that, not having too much distraction. It's not the only thing. So I spent too much time hung up on that. To be able to separate and focus on just a thing, like just a vlog or just a podcast, or to do them separately helps. So it's still a lot of work to be involved in both. I want to do both, so I'm going to do both because that's what I do. I like content creation in general. I like the getting into the nitty gritty of it myself, the editing things, the shooting things, the deciding what to do. So I've got capacity for both. I'm going to do both. And it's good for me. I decided to split them. But in the end, like, if you've got a vision, you want to do things differently. You want to be more creative with it. You want to tell a story in a different way. Don't feel like you've got to conform to anything that's been done yet. Do it yourself. that's what people want to see, right? And if yourself is a totally different format, if it works for you, you enjoy creating it, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Someone is going to appreciate what you're doing. It might catch on and be the next thing that people are interested in. On both the podcast and the vlog, it was also a matter of staying more away from scripts. I did too much scripting. Like here was a 3-minute segment and then trying to read that off of the teleprompter, starting and stopping and wanting it to be perfect. And like the scripts were good. I think if I do anything like that, I don't look at it as a script for what I'm going to share with the video. I think it's more of something where I then post that as long form content on Substack or something like that. I like writing. I like wordsmithing. I like making the argument very clear and concise and using the best words and as few as possible to get the message across. But to try to stay true to that in a video is really going to take a lot of work. It's probably going to take away from like that feel. Like I think a lot of people are always looking for connection these days. And when you're watching a video and it's somebody like reading a script, you don't feel the connection as much. It doesn't feel like a natural conversation. So saving myself a lot of time by not scripting. At the same time, I do more than just a collection of here's a bunch of notes that I want to cover that are all jumbled and misorganized. And now I've gotten to the point where I take my notes for what's been happening for the past few days. And when I get ready to shoot, to talk about it or do something, I have either stuff that I've recorded in the moment that I can mix in, or it's organized better into these are the topics I'll want to hit. So, I mean, you can't see it right now, but I've got an iPad right down here that I've got the bullet outlines for this piece right here that I'm creating. So yeah, less scripts, start at a very high level of these are the main topics I want to cover and these are the bullets underneath it. Try to stay on those bullet points in order, again, to try and keep it cohesive. For people, you don't want to jump back and forth between different topics different like bullet points about a topic. You want to stay on one bullet point till you're done with it and move to the next. Otherwise, it's really hard for people to follow. So I made a lot of progress, especially with my thumbnails and my descriptions on YouTube and understanding how to organize for a vlog specifically. I have not done much with the podcast, which I kind of miss. My friend Josh has been waiting. We were supposed to record on Tuesday, but I plowed into Photoshop and trying to catch up on some of these other base skills and figure out how to do a vlog better over the weekend. I had a hectic couple of days at work, so by the time Tuesday night rolled around, I was not ready to record a podcast. I needed to slow down for a minute and get some rest before I jumped into it. Also, one thing here with longer form content, I realized that people are looking into getting into it. You're going to need larger chunks of time. If I'm going to crank out a couple of dad jokes or some memes or something like that, if I've got 15 minutes, I can get something done start to finish, make it happen and post it and do all that stuff. Well, 15 minutes for doing things with longer form content is not quite enough. I think maybe that'll change over time as it becomes more natural to me and I've gained some skill with it. But I found, for me at least, I need larger chunks of time to do that kind of immersive learning, to really beat your head into that brick wall and break through to say, okay, now I understand what it takes to do this. And as time goes on, I'll be able to do it faster. I'm even considering taking a couple of days off of work just to focus on this kind of stuff, because life is hectic now, and I really do want to do this, but I feel like I need some time to do it right. And then momentum kind of gets lost. Like I said, it was a hectic week. I made some progress last weekend, but it was really going back and polishing my first couple of videos, like getting better thumbnails and descriptions. And I learned a lot there, but in terms of momentum for recording and posting video log content or doing the research for a podcast, recording that and posting it, all of that kind of got lost. So now that I've got a little bit of time on the weekend, it took me a little bit this morning to get started up again. So momentum is absolutely key. Trying to some each day and schedule some time out. And I think once I get the momentum back, it would get a little bit easier for me. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and meet me in the comments. Thanks again. Be well. See you soon.